From the Kansas City Royals, Mike Sweeney. From the Seattle Mariners, Edgar Martinez. From the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Fred McGriff. From the Toronto Blue Jays, Carlos Delgado. And from the Colorado Rockies, Todd Helton. Here are your all-star second basemen. Introducing the reserves. From the Chicago White Sox, Ray Durham. From the Montreal Expos, Jose Vidro. And from the New York Mets, Edgardo Alfonzo. Here are your all-star shortstops. Introducing the reserves. From the Baltimore Orioles, Mike Bordick. From the Boston Red Sox, Nomar Garciaparra. Elected to start, but unable to play. From the Seattle Mariners, Alex Rodriguez. From the St. Louis Cardinals, Edgar Renteria. Here are your all-star third basemen. Introducing the reserves. From the Anaheim Angels, Troy Klaus. From the Toronto Blue Jays, Tony Batista. And from the Colorado Rockies, Jeff Cirillo. Here are your all-star outfielders. Introducing the reserves. From the Anaheim Angels, Darren Erstad. From the Chicago White Sox, Maglio Ordonez. Elected to start, but unable to play. From the Cleveland Indians, Manny Ramirez. From the Minnesota Twins, Matt Lawton. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Steve Finley. From the Atlanta Braves, Andrew Jones. From the Colorado Rockies, Jeffrey Hammonds. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Gary Sheffield. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Brian Giles. And elected to start, but unable to play. From the San Francisco Giants, Barry Bonds. Here are your all-star catchers. Introducing the reserves. From the New York Yankees, Jorge Posada. From the Chicago Cubs, Joe Girardi. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Mike Lieberthal. Here are your all-star pitchers. Introducing the reserves. From the Boston Red Sox, Derek Lowe. Pedro Martinez. From the Chicago White Sox, James Baldwin. From the Cleveland Indians, Chuck Findlay. the Detroit Tigers, Todd Jones. From the New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera. From the Oakland Athletics, Tim Hudson. And Jason Isringhausen. From the Seattle Mariners, Aaron Seeley. From the Atlanta Braves, Tom Glavine. And selected but unable to play, Greg Maddux. From the Cincinnati Reds, Danny Graves. From the Florida Marlins, Ryan Dempster. From the Houston Astros, Shane Reynolds. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, Kevin Brown. From the Milwaukee Brewers, Bob Wickman. From the New York Mets, Al Leiter. From the San Diego Padres, Trevor Hoffman. And from the St. Louis Cardinals, Darryl Kyle. Here is the American League All-Star coaching staff. From the Seattle Mariners, Lou Piniella. From the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Larry Rothschild. From the Cleveland Indians, Dick Pohl. And from the New York Yankees, Mike Borzello, Chris Chambliss, Lee Mazzilli, Willie Randolph, and Don Zimmer. The manager of the American League All-Star team from the New York Yankees, Joe Torre. Here is the National League All-Star coaching staff. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, Buck Showalter. From the Houston Astros, Larry Dierker. From the Atlanta Braves, Pat Corrales, Bobby Dews, Glenn Hubbard, Leo Mazzoni, Merv Rettenman, Ned Yost. The manager of the National League All-Star team from your Atlanta Braves, Bobby Cox. And now, the starting lineup for the American League. From the Cleveland Indians, playing second base, Roberto Alomar. Batting second, from the New York Yankees, playing shortstop, Derek Jeter. Third, from the New York Yankees, playing center field, Bernie Williams. Batting fourth, from the Oakland Athletics, Playing first base, Jason Giambi. Fifth, from the Boston Red Sox, playing left field, Carl Everett. Batting sixth, from the Texas Rangers, the catcher, Ivan Rodriguez. Seventh, from the Kansas City Royals, playing right field, Jermaine Dye. Batting eighth, from the Cleveland Indians, playing third base, Travis Fryman. Warming up in the bullpen, from the Toronto Blue Jays, the pitcher, David Wells. And now, the National League starting lineup. Leading off, from the Cincinnati Reds, playing shortstop, Barry Larkin. Batting second, from the Atlanta Braves, playing third base, Chipper Jones. From the Montreal Expos, playing left field, Vladimir Guerrero. Batting fourth, from the Chicago Cubs, playing right field, Sammy Sosa. From the San Francisco Giants, playing second base, Jeff Kent. Batting sixth, from the Atlanta Braves, playing first base, Andres Galarraga. Batting seventh, from the St. Louis Cardinals, playing center field, Jim Edmonds. Batting eighth, from the Pittsburgh Pirates, the catcher, Jason Kendall. Warming up in the bullpen, from the Arizona Diamondbacks, the pitcher, Randy Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give your 2000 All-Star teams a big round of applause.
When we come back to Atlanta, the national anthem sung by recording star Brandy.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regulate, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave for the land of the free and the home of the
It's time to play ball. When we return, Randy Johnson will lead the National League All-Stars against David Wells and the American League.
And David Wells, like Randy Johnson, having an awesome season, 15-2. And I really believe that David Wells is still proving to the New York Yankees that they made a mistake. I mean, he wants to prove that more than anything else, and he's doing a great job of that. Throws a fastball, curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Uses a lot of fastballs, changeup. And the one thing about David Wells, he will come after these National League hitters. He proved that when he started in Colorado 2 years ago. He's not afraid to challenge the hitters.
At age 37, he may be better than he's ever been. Facing his one-time Cincinnati teammate Barry Larkin. Larkin appearing in his 11th All-Star game and taking strike one. Randy Johnson in the top half of the inning threw just 8 pitches. In retiring the American Leaguers, 7 of them were strikes. Larkin's bat goes flying as he swings and misses.
And that's what a left-handed pitcher does so well against right-handed hitters. Ball tailing away, and that's why they're so effective. That's why I say if they can throw strikes, they can win in the major leagues, because right-handed hitters have trouble with this pitch. Watch, it just moves away. And that's a natural movement for a left-handed pitcher to a right-handed hitter.
And the 0-2 pitch is popped up on the infield. Giambi in from first base to take it.
You'll see a lot of that from David Wells. He went away twice and then came up and in on Barry Larkin.
A round of applause for hometown favorite Chipper Jones, who wasn't an All-Star last year, even though he was the National League's MVP.
How do you figure that?
You can't.
That's amazing.
A switch hitter who used to do almost all of his damage from the left side, but when Don Baylor was the hitting coach here with Atlanta, he really got Jones to be more aggressive from the right side of the plate. It began to pay dividends a year ago. Hit through the box for a base hit.
And that's what you have to do against a left-handed pitcher like Wells. The ball's tailing away. You do not try to pull it. Watch, he doesn't try to pull this ball. It's a fastball on the outside part of the plate, tailing away from him. Look at that, off the plate, actually. He just reaches out and hits it right back through the middle. You can't pull this pitch. You just go back through the middle with it. Good hitting there by Chipper Jones.
Jones at first with one out, and here's the Expos' Vladimir Guerrero, who is merely hitting .369 with 23 homers. Rips one foul and sends them scattering in the American League dugout.
Vladimir is a free swinger. He doesn't care if it's a curveball, fastball, whatever. If he thinks he can reach it, he will swing at it. Look at this. That's a breaking ball right off the bat. I mean, he rips. See the rotation of his hips? That's where he generates so much power. Now watch the guys in the dugout. You better watch the game.
An all-Canada matchup here. Blue Jays Wells to the Expos Guerrero. A line drive grabbed at second base by Alomar, and scampering back to first is Chipper Jones.
That's an unusual play in that Alomar was playing him up the middle. Vladimir hits the ball all over, but this pitch is away, and he rips it up the middle. But right there is Roberto Alomar. He has a knack of being at the right place at the right time.
And now Sammy Sosa. 23 homers for the season after hitting 66 and 63 the last 2 full years. Foul to the seats.
Not bad numbers, huh? Look at that. 66, 63. He actually became the first player in the history of the game to hit 60+ 2 years in a row, and then he was joined by Mark McGwire, of course.
And McGwire out-homered him
both
in
years.
each year by season's end. Jones at first with 2 down, and the 0-1 pitch to Sosa is high. Wells does not have an overpowering fastball, but he does have that off-the-table curveball.
And we haven't seen but one curveball. He threw it to Vladimir on the first pitch. But what David Wells does is he throws strikes and he stays ahead of the hitters.
His 1-1 pitch is bounced foul. It's an understatement to say that Wells has good control. He walks barely more than a hitter for every 9 innings of work. That's the best ratio in the American League. And what he has always been is a great postseason pitcher.
And the other thing he's always been is a free spirit.
One look at him, even if you didn't know anything about him, would tell you that. Here's the 1-2.
Beautiful.
Got him looking. Each starter allows a hit in the first, but each runner is stranded. No score after 1 in Atlanta. Slow roller foul.
And like the situation at shortstop, we asked Joe Torre why Travis Fryman over Troy Glaus, and he basically said Fryman had never started an All-Star game, and he is a veteran, and so he gave him the nod. There's Troy Glaus, great young player from the California Angels. Joe Torre.
If Fryman can reach with 2 out here, Wells will get his chance to bat.
Let's hope he doesn't reach. I don't know if I want to see that.
Look at Wells, though, in the on-deck circle. You know his idol was Babe Ruth. He wears number 33, which is Ruth's number twice. Paid a pretty penny once for an old battered Babe Ruth cap and tried to wear it on the mound in a regular game, and they wouldn't let him. And they're not going to let him bat either, because Fryman's strikeout ends the American League second. Nice bit of work by Danny Graves. And we're back to Turner Field after this. It's 3-1 American League. Jeter has knocked in 2 and scored the other.
So he's kind of justifying the faith that Joe Torre had in starting him in this ball game. He's a first ball hitter. He gets a fastball pretty much in the middle of the plate, and he lines it to left field for a base hit in left center field.
Here's Bernie Williams. He's 0 for 2. A little nubber in front of the plate. Kendall pounces on it, throws him out. The runners move up to second and third. So Bernie Williams is now 0 for 3. And it's up to Jason Giambi, who struck out and walked. Fastball inside. Al Leiter comes into this game with a record of 10-2 and the third best ERA in the National League. He goes off speed and Giambi rolls it foul.
Normally this could be a ball game deciding situation, because if you get ahead 5-1, but with so many great hitters on both sides, a 4-run deficit is not impossible to overcome.
And getting everyone into the game, or nearly everyone into the game, is more of an objective now than it was when you were playing.
Yeah, before you make sure you would win the ball game or get a comfortable lead, then you would make the changes.
He tipped it back into Kendall's glove. Jason held onto it. The strikeout ends the inning. The American League scores 2 and leaves 2. And they lead by 2 going to the bottom of the 4th. Closer Mariano Rivera. Edgar Renteria from the Cardinals fouls it off. Fred McGriff, the Tampa Bay Devil Ray representative and a former Atlanta Brave who's still a favorite here, got a nice ovation when the American Leaguers were introduced, is the new first baseman now. Here in the 7th, and Todd Jones is the pitcher. Jones 24 saves, leads the American League, and that for a team not doing all that well in the standings. So every time he gets a chance, he closes it just about. Ray Durham with the flip to McGriff for the out. Let's listen in once again on Joe Torre.
I'm going to use them all. Yeah, I'm going to use them all. We get a tie game, I'm going to run for the hills.
Well, he wants to give everybody a chance to play, and the strategy comes second, a distant second. Chipper Jones was 3 for 3 with a pair of singles and a homer while he was in there. Now here's the Rockies' Jeff Cirillo, batting .330 for the year, and proof, if any, is needed of how much hitters love Coors Field. He's hitting .447 at home and .226 on the road. If you took Mays, Aaron, a healthy Mickey Mantle in their primes, let them play a season in this era in Colorado, what kind of numbers you think you'd be looking at then? 3-0. And that one's in there. This is a homecoming for Todd Jones on the hill now for the American League. He's from Marietta, Georgia. He has 45 tickets for tonight's game, passed out to family and friends. Popped wide of first. Here's McGriff over near the tarp for the catch. Saturday at 4 Eastern, the WNBA on NBC continues with a battle of USA Olympians as Dawn Staley and the Charlotte Sting take on Shamiqua Holtzclaw and the Washington Mystics. That's the Sting versus the Mystics Saturday at 4 Eastern on NBC. Andrew Jones, an RBI hit in his only at bat. Todd Jones working out of the stretch, and a called strike.
Bob, I was talking to Reggie Jackson one day. I said, you know, Reggie, you worked hard for your 500 home runs, didn't you? He said, yeah, I paid with it for 2,500 plus strikeouts. And I asked him a question. I said, well, what do you think Willie Mays would do? He said, well, if these other guys hitting 350, Mays would hit 370 and hit 60 plus home runs. That's what he feels. And that's tough to say, but, you know, because, again, it's hard to compare errors now, but I also think that the balls are go a little farther. I won't say juice. Most of the parks are smaller, but, you know, the players today are bigger and stronger than before.
The ball may be juiced, and some of the players may be juiced. Luckily, no one on base as that one goes to the backstop.
Well, let's take a look at this fastball that gets away from Jones. Todd Jones throws it over the head of Posada and Andrew Jones.
Two balls and two strikes. Two out, nobody on, bottom of the seventh, and the 2-2 pitch. Full count. Just to back up your point about Willie Mays, home runs overall in baseball, not just talking about what the Stars do, the overall home runs per game in baseball are around 50% higher than they were during the bulk of Willie Mays' career. So you can't make these direct one-to-one comparisons without considering the context. And Andrew Jones goes down swinging on some real good heat from Todd Jones. Seven complete. The American League clings to that 3-2 lead.
The 2000 Major League Baseball All-Star Game is brought to you by Lexus and our relentless pursuit of perfection. By Zocor. Talk to your doctor about Zocor today. By IBM. Are you ready for e-business? And by McDonald's. We love to see you smile.
The pitcher spot comes up third in this inning. Joe Torre, determined to get everybody in, has already told Tony Batista that he's going to pinch hit sometime in this inning. Listen to Joe.
Batista's going to hit for you. Right now? Yeah. I hope I'm not sorry about this, because this is the last player I have.
Well, Joe is really taking a big chance here because he's going to have him hit for Gloss. That means that Batista will play third, and he will not have any position players left other than Edgar Martinez, who may be able to play someplace. But this is a big chance in a 3-2 ball game, because if you tie the game and it goes extra innings, then he would be out of position players technically.
So here's Fred McGriff, who's playing first base at this stage of the game, against Bob Wickman, who has 13 saves for the Brewers. The former Yankee makes his first All-Star appearance at age 31. Former starter, converted to a closer a couple of years ago. So Batista on deck to back for Gloss, and he'll stay in the game and play third.
Right.
Edgar Martinez may not even own a glove. It's been so long since he played in the field for the Mariners. They could get him in as a pinch hitter, and then Joe would be out of players. A little pop. Renteria over along with Cirillo, and it's Cirillo who nearly loses his footing. In fact, he does, but he makes the catch.
Nice play by Cirillo. See, he wants to know where's the wall. He finds the wall, and then he has to reach back. But he keeps his eyes on the ball, and he makes a nice catch.
So here's Tony Batista, added to the team when Alex Rodriguez was hurt. Look at that extreme stance although he closes it back up as the pitch is delivered.
And the reason a lot of players open their stance so they can face the pitcher with their eyes. So he's got his entire face pointing toward the pitcher, and that's what he wants. Be able to look with both eyes. You get a lot of hitters who turn sideways and they're actually looking at an angle and not using both of their eyes to pick up the ball.
But Batista really takes it to an extreme. Two balls and a strike. Remember the old Tigers second baseman Dick McAuliffe used to hit out of a very open stance from the left side. But Batista is almost directly facing Wickman. Two and two. Again, let's listen to Joe Torre.
He's facing the wrong way.
In foul ground, no play. You can really tell that Joe was very tense during this All-Star game. If this thing winds up going extra innings,
he will get tense. I'll tell you. And really, he's taking a big chance because it is only a one-run ball game.
and Batista goes down swinging. Watching Batista, can't help but think back to when we were kids. Used to like to imitate guys' stances. Willie Stargell pinwheeling the bat, Wes Covington holding it flat. There is nobody who could possibly be confused with Batista. When kids in the schoolyard say, "Who am I now?" it has to be only Batista if they set up that way. Let's go to Jimmy Roberts.
Bob, there's local and then there's local. Todd Jones, you told me it took you 12 minutes to get here from your hometown of Marietta, Georgia. How many tickets did you need for this game?
I had to leave 45, and it was the best money I ever spent. It's just I'm so lucky to have a chance to do this in my first All-Star game in Atlanta in front of my family, and just to represent the Tigers means a lot to me, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Did you get a chance to talk to Dale Murphy, who undoubtedly you must have seen as a youngster growing up?
I absolutely did yesterday. Had a chance to go up to him and got my picture taken with him, got a ball signed from him, and you know, I used to tell him, Horner Chambliss Murphy, grew up watching you and always wanted to be like you, but I got to pitch instead.
3 up and 3 down for Todd Jones. Some kids never grow up. Bob, back to you.
All right, Jimmy, thanks very much. Edgar Martinez, the last guy off the bench other than pitchers for Joe Torre, hit it right on the nose, but Andruw Jones took it. We go to the bottom.